Okay, so where we were last time was I woke up under the bar with an empty bottle of whiskey in one hand and my head in the other. Kodama had been told we hadn't got a compressor, we had a busy school to run, and we were pretty under a lot of pressure, really. So obviously we quite quickly, our attention started to turn to returning to the area and trying to recover that compressor as quickly as possible. But we had to wait 3 weeks really until the weather came our way. When we went out there was a 4-man team. We had 2 divers, 2 on the surface supporting, 2 on the bottom. And we had support divers, 2 support divers. So support and 4 diving bottom team. We waited for the weather to come our way. We went out to the mark. And when we got to the mark, we obviously there was nothing there on the mark. It was the boat when it sank. It was quite a light displacement, so it didn't go down straight away. It went down, and there was a windward drift, and it just followed that windward drift, and it drifted quite away from the original mark where it went off the surface, because it's a wooden boat. So we went back to the original mark and we started running our search. And we kept it in the trough and we mowed the lawn up and down. Yeah, and we swept the search in the direction that the wave was going in, which was the same direction as the wave was going in. Prevailing wind was going in on the night that the ship sank. We found an anomaly. The first anomaly we found wasn't the wreck that we were looking for. It was something completely different, which I'll talk about another day. But after we did a dive on that. It wasn't what we wanted. But after 7 hours, we got quite a promising return, and when we got the return, I put the shot in on the mark, and we dived down. And basically, the first dive, I looked at the boat. We found a boat that was in front of us. On the hull of the boat, one of the planks had sprung, which was obviously where it sank. As we were coming back and taking it on the nose, the wave had hit one of the boards on the bow of the boat, and that obviously wasn't in great condition, and the board had sprung, and that's how we shipped so much water and sank. So that's what caused the sinking. But on the first dive, I tied the line directly to the compressor, and tied the line to the compressor, put a line on the boat, put some lift bags on it. Came up and did the deco, got back in the boat, and we had some dry runs on the boat, think about how we were going to lift it. So we had a compressor, some twin sets to lift. So the second team went down, attached the lift bags, and the third team blew the lift. We blew it to the surface. The biggest problem there was to actually recover the compressor back into the boat, because compressors are quite heavy, and without a crane on the boat, it's quite a lot of work. So the surface support had to do quite a lot of work to get the compressor back into the boat. And on the last dive, I went down and with my buddy Gary Bamer, TIC, and we skirted the wreck, make sure we weren't leaving anything on there of value. We took the compass out of the bridge, give it back to the Kodama, his dad's compass from his bridge, and yeah, basically said goodbye to the boat. Came up and did our deco. Now, we returned to Koh Tao, and we obviously were quite chuffed that we actually managed to get a compressor and our bits and pieces back. When we got back to Koh Tao, we found that the compressor was still full of air. So we didn't have to do too much to the compressor, just wash it down really, change the power unit on it, and change the filters, and it was as good as gold. Now, I always wondered whether Culture Sub, I did contact Culture Sub and say to them, he'd be interested in sponsoring us, being as though we were using a compressor that had been on the bottom for 3 weeks at 60 metres. But they weren't too interested in that. With hindsight, it might have been a good thing. Yeah, so that's the end of that story. Now, the next one, if you want to join us for the next adventure, the next story, I want to talk about recovering or locating a C-47 transport in the middle of the Gulf. So, if you're interested in that and you want to hear more of these stories, tune in to the next adventure of, or next session of I'm a Tec Diver, get me out of here.